Hey, One World Entertainment, and it's officially spooky season. Woo! You know what that means? That means we're going to talk about The Beekeeper 2. Yeah, you thought it was going to be something scary, didn't you? No, I did a video a good while back now on the news that The Beekeeper 2 was officially happening. And now we're getting a big update regarding cast and who's actually directing this thing. So the first one was David Ayer. He is not directing this time. I don't know whether or not he's going to be involved as like a producer or anything. It doesn't seem to say anything about that, but he's not directing this one. The guy who filmed, or I should say directed, Nobody 2 and something called The Shadow Strays, which that doesn't ring a bell. How do you pronounce his name? Timo Jahinto, I think is how you pronounce it. I probably butchered that. But we do have some new cast members and, of course, returning cast members. The first movie, pretty sure I reviewed it as well. I actually really liked it. I thought it was a decent movie. No, these aren't movies that are made to, like, make billions of dollars or even gain lots of awards and stuff. These are movies that very much know what they are and play to their niche, which is exactly what Beekeeper did. And I thought it was a very interesting concept and idea, you know, that these beekeepers are actually assassins, basically, you know, and they're spread throughout the world. It was almost like John Wick, where you have the hotels everywhere, and same kind of thing with the Beekeeper. So who's been added to the cast? Well, two people have been announced who we now know that they're in. Another one, they're not sure who they're playing. But two people that have joined is Poem Klemotif, I think I'm not sure how you pronounce her name. Mantis is in it. She's going to be there. And ex-WWE, current AEW superstar Adam Copeland, aka Edge. They've joined the cast. We're not sure who they're going to be playing. They think maybe they're either going to be villains or they could possibly be other beekeepers. So it even says here, while details of their characters remain under wraps, the smart money is on Clementif and Copeland being fellow beekeepers and will no doubt either work alongside or against Statement in the highly anticipated follow-up. I would assume there's a better chance that Poem will be a fellow beekeeper who would probably work with Statement. I think Adam Copeland will be a villain. I think he would be more in that vein. Could be wrong, but I think that's the direction they would probably go with in that whole sense. It's also interesting, actually, he's just been written off TV with AEW. And people thought, oh, is he coming back to WWE to face John Cena in his last match or something? It's no, he's got commitments to Percy Jackson, the TV series, and clearly now this. So that's why, obviously, he's been written off. But there is someone else who has been added to the cast. I'm just trying to find where it says it. Who they're not sure who they're actually going to be playing. They think it's possibly one of the main villains. But there's also returning casts, which is saying the Beekeeper 2 will also bring back Amy Raver Lampman, oh, what a name, and Bobby Nadardi, I think, I'm not sure, as FBI agents Verona Parker and Matt Willie. Willie. And Gemma Redgrave set to return as Jessica Danforth. It says the surely former president of the United States, so they must have played a president. I don't remember. I actually have to go back and rewatch Beekeeper to remember all these people. They join fellow returning actor Jeremy Irons, who will once again portray the villain, or a villain, Wallace Westwild, I think is his name. One mysterious new recruit has also been added to the fray. The Blackish and Peter Pan and Wendy star Yara Shadadi, I think. Shadadi? I'm butchering these names. having now also been added to the cast as a yet undisclosed role. So that's the one that they're not sure who they're going to be playing. So it's saying released last year, The Beekeeper. Last year? Did it only come out last year? I don't think it did, but either way, says The Beekeeper was a huge success for Jason Statham, going on to gross 152.7 million at the worldwide box office and scoring 71 million, did I wish, 71% from critics alongside a hugely impressive 92 from audience scores. So we're not quite sure what the plan is with this one. So the director has also come out to talk a little bit about doing this movie, and he's comparing Jason Statham to Bob Odenkirk because obviously he worked with him with Nobody 2. That is one of the things that's a bit concerning, actually, because didn't Nobody 2 kind of underperform, and the reaction to it wasn't all that great compared to the first one? They were kind of like, it was a bit of a letdown. But either way, he's comparing the two of them, saying like he loves working with both of them because they're these type of characters that are beaten down, but they keep going. Like they're aging. They know they're aging, but they stay in the fight despite that they're aging. So he said this. Now, bear with me when I'm reading this because his English mustn't be all that great. It's worded weirdly, but he says, and as most like Jason's films that you know, I love it because here we are telling the story of a man like Bob himself. You know, like Statham here right now. He's playing a character who acknowledged that he's aging, you know? And I think I'm definitely drawn into characters who are still going, regardless of, you know, how sort of like beaten down they are, you know? So that's what he says. He likes to say, you know, quite a lot, if you didn't know. It's just that first part, you're kind of like, what way did he word this? But that's what he's saying, that Bob, obviously, that he's saying there, Bob himself is Bob Odenkirk. That's who he's referring to there. So it's kind of like, what way are they going to do this? How are they going to do it? Do they expand the universe with this? Like, as in universe, as in like, we now know that the Beekeepers are kind of all over the place. Is it going to be bigger and bolder in the sense of basically like what we got with John Wick 2? You know, he started off, we saw the Continental, but then the second one upped the stakes with the Continental. Will that be the same with this, where we get to actually see who and what the Beekeepers are and do and where exactly they are? Don't know. And the story in the first one was so simple as well, that he basically comes out of the retirement because this old woman loses her savings to a scamming group and deletes herself. So he goes on the rampage to basically get revenge and shut down the scamming whole operation and stuff. So it was such a simple story. And then the whole kind of thing of, well, who is this guy? What are the Beekeepers? And when you find that out, you're like, oh wow. So how do they expand on that? Like, there's obviously so many ways to expand on it, but it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it because, as I said, I like the first one. David Ayer, of course, directed the first one. This dude, Timo Tito, or however you pronounce it, is going to be directing this one. Don't know who's writing it, actually. It doesn't say anything about who's writing this one. And we get, obviously, Edge, aka Adam Copeland, coming on board, and Poem Clementif, she's joining on board as well, with a lot of the returning cast. Jeremy Irons is interesting that he's returning because, quite frankly, I don't remember whether he lived or died. I'm assuming he lived, seeing as he's going to be in this one, but I don't know. I definitely don't remember. But let us know what you think of it. Are you looking forward to it? Did you watch the first one? And if you did, what did you think of that one? Let us know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.